Good stuff. Good times mug, baby. What's happening? What's happening, boy? I didn't think we was going to make it. Woo! I started at noon out here trying to get things ready. You might notice a little different background. Been setting up definitely some different things, some different looks here. Let me remove that. That has a feedback, so I'm not even going to use it. And I got it turned down. So, guys, give me a thumbs up, someone in the comments. Let me see here. How is the sound? Can you hear me good? This is the first time with this new little setup that I got going. And puppy got in here somehow. Tell me, Courtney, what's happening? Jeffrey, that's my grandson, I'm sure. Jeffrey, what's going on? Tony, what's happening? Good to see you. Y'all give me a thumbs up if you can hear me good. Bruce, what's going on? Tony Scott, good. All right, that's good. That's good. All right. Okay, we got a special guest tonight. We're having trouble with the video, so we're just gonna have to Jeffrey, appreciate that. All right, and B. Carroll sounds good. All right. We have Adrian is a builder of everything fishing related, fishing equipment, and we're going to talk about that in a minute. I got a new monitor. Obviously, we got a new background. One thing I didn't get is my lights set up. So next time I have some more lights up there. Kind of hides these rings under my eyes, so that's not too bad. Got a new mic. I want to show you this. Hopefully, don't cut that thing off. High dollar mic. My daughter got it for me. Very nice. Tell me, is the sound better? Does it sound better to you? We got the new mic here. Now, a lot of people have it sitting right here. I didn't want it in front of me. So hopefully it should be better than the computer mic. So give me a little, what do you think about that? Does that mic sound better? Hopefully it does. It was an expensive one. I got a very cool thing over here. Although when I tried to work it, this thing my daughter got me. All right. This thing is cool because when you can set it and it will follow you. So whenever I'm doing, when I'm out on location, let's say by myself, I'll be able to set that thing up if I'm fishing, and it'll supposed to follow you. So that ought to be pretty good. Couple things behind me here. Y'all know this is my Good Times whiteboard. You know, I like to write on stuff. And like last week, we had a disaster that paper wouldn't show up. But as you can tell, that's going to show up a lot better. All right. Up here on the top, for those that are new, right there. This was the prop that was on Good Times OG, and the lesson we learned about that, look how bent that is you stay in the channel. So that prop was from Good Times OG. My other one, somebody else has got it, but it has actually been up worse than this. But I like to have that as a reminder to stay in the channel. But that was the prop for Good Times OG. Here we got a spear gun, and of course you know what that is. Hopefully this coming season you're going to see down in the Keys some videos of me with that. And actually I found that down in the Keys. It was washed up at a boardwalk area, and I found that in the Keys. Pretty nice. It's an evolution, and so that was pretty cool. I got set up at the rods over there. That's why I had that other video set up. So I'll be adding stuff to this probably every time we come on here. There will be some different stuff. Courtney, all right, let's see. Sounds good. All right, appreciate that, Courtney. Let's see. It's better because your daughter got it. Yep, that's for sure. Oh, that's for sure. All right. Scot-free boating. Good deal. Y'all we got to get together and get y'all on here in the near future. Shoot me an email and let's get together, talk outside of here, and then we'll get online and we'll talk. So let me get the start here going on so this is going to be a little different. Be a little different since Courtney, since you're watching. If you see something wrong, call me on the phone. Call me on my cell phone, because I got a new monitor here, but it's not being an extra monitor like it normally is. It's being the primary monitor, and I just didn't have time to finish it up. And like I said, I started setting this up at noon today. So Randolph, let's see what's going on. Good to see you. All right. Yeah, give me a call if something jumps off, Courtney. So let's run through the list here. When I pop this up, I'm not going to be able to see. So let's see here. Welcome to Good Times at 7. I'm glad y'all all made it. We're going to have a good time here shortly. Like and share to your social media. Go ahead and hit that thumbs up, people. I sure appreciate it. It kind of helps with the algorithm. And also, future reference, I got a camera sitting there, but I couldn't get it set up. It has to be networked in. And so anyways, I'm going to have a different camera where I can stand up. And we're streaming live on Facebook and on YouTube. All right, today's show, solar panel follow-up. We're going to talk just a couple things about that. I'll follow up with it, and mostly fishing gear. Here's a picture, I guess, when you don't have a top like I'm getting ready to make, and that says solar panel. It's talking about the top. But I got a lot of good feedback, and on next time, I wanted to do it today, but I just didn't have time. I'm going to have the breakdown on what's all going on that top, and you'll see there was a lot of good feedback. People had a lot of good ideas. It's one of the things I love about putting it out there on YouTube is everybody's feedback. And that worked out really good. So, again, if the question of the week, if you've put solar panels on a boat or on an RV, reach out to me at mike@michaeljsteen.com. I'll put that in the comments, or if someone can, I appreciate it. As far as my email, mike@michaeljsteen.com, so that I'd like to have 2 or 3 people when I do the final about setup of that. So reach out to me there. That'd be good. And complete it. That wiring problem I had, I fixed. I'll tell you the story about it. It's crazy. It's crazy because that thing had me stumped for about a month. Prayer works, all I can tell you, but I end up telling you a story. The gimbal bearing going in tomorrow. I got it out today. Actually, the other day, I found out it was the wrong gimbal bearing. Shipped me the wrong gimbal bearing. I had to wait, but it came in, and you'll see the video about how all that's done. But anyways, that means once the outdrive is on, I'm going for a crank. And all those that are on Mug Club, this will be a great time for you to join the Mug Club. Go to michaeljsteen.com. I'm going to live stream that to the Mug Club members. So if you'd like to join up there and see that, that's going to be a pretty exciting time. Of course, there will be a video about it, but I appreciate the support. Okay. Here is some, let me X out of that so I can see. Let me X out of that so I can see. Okay. All right. This has kind of got me jacked up a little bit here. Actually, I know what I can do. Adrian, you there, buddy?
Yes, I am.
Okay. Let me look at a couple things here. Okay. I need to be able to see myself. So let me just pull this up and then I'll revert back to this as far as the questions. So Adrian owns a company of fighting tackle. Is that right, Adrian?
Fighting fish tackle.
Fighting fish tackle. He makes all of my stuff. He makes that. And the reason we're talking about it is, of course, getting ready for the loop. I'm going to be doing a lot of fishing. So we're getting ready to put this up on the website, all the different kind of gear. And I wanted to bring him on to talk about it. And you'll see why, because we're actually going to design and have custom built for us good time rigs that we find work the best. You can have a part of that. I think it's going to be pretty cool. You've probably never been able to do that, but Adrian has the ability for us to do that. Let's see. Let me pop this up here just for a second. I apologize, guys. This is a little different than what my normal thing is. All right. These are some of the questions that I wanted to ask. And then y'all drop in the comments any questions that you might have. But we're going to talk about the traps first. And Adrian, tell us what the traps are primarily made out of.
Most of the traps are made out of 16 gauge galvanized wire mesh. There are just the plain bare galvanized, and then you've got PVC coated like the crab traps have.
Okay. And these are custom made right there where in Crystal River?
Yeah, just outside of Crystal River in Inverness.
Okay. All American made stuff, guys. Let's see.
Try using as much American made product as we can. All our mesh comes from, it's made up in Massachusetts, and all the zinc that we use come from Massachusetts, and then we source rebar locally over near Daytona. We try to keep as much made in America as possible.
Very good. Very good. What is I know we got two different ones, and it's kind of hard to show them both. That's why that wide angle camera is going to help. But they're made of two different ones. This is not covered with rubber, and the crab traps are. Is that correct?
Yes, that's correct.
Yeah.
Yeah. The main difference we found, and by no means am I an expert on what the pinfish will do in this area. I go by what the guys tell me that are out there every day. You know, the commercial guys that are running this as a business, you know, their livelihood depends on these products. And the big thing is with pinfish, they really, really prefer bare galvanized traps. Now, you can use the PVC coated traps for pinfish, but you've got to let them soak. You've got to let them get a little bit of growth on it. But just to put it in and start catching pinfish right away, you want bare galvanized. Now, with the crab traps, it doesn't matter. The crabs don't care. They'll go in either or, and typically those are the PVC covered galvanized traps.
You know, I got a question right quick for the comments, for those in the comments. See, when I was fishing up in South Carolina, I didn't do much saltwater. And when I got to Florida, I did a lot. But we have pinfish down here. Do y'all have up there? I know we got some followers in Michigan. Do y'all have pinfish there? I don't even know. Which I know, Adrian, you own property up there. So what can you answer about that?
Yeah, no, basically the pinfish, there's primarily just saltwater bait. You know, up north, you're going to get a lot of the shiners, minnows, you know, freshwater bait, because especially the area we're in, we're right on Lake Ontario up there, and that's definitely a body of fresh water.
Right. Okay.
And unfortunately, like with every place else, the rules and regulations, like these traps that we have for pinfish, may work up there, but because of the conservation department, their regulations for that area, they're a completely wrong designed trap to be legally used in that area.
Okay, guys, let me ask you a question, because again, I apologize. This monitor is not showing me both. Just a minute ago, when I had the questions up, could you see the trap or just the questions? I need to know if y'all could see that, so I can know whether I can go back and forth. I don't think I can. What I was doing, I was showing. Let's see. I'm gonna pull up some of these answers here real quick, just while we're Let's see. Bruce says no pinfish in Michigan. I know Bruce knows what they are. They come down here. Matter of fact, they were just down here less than a month ago down. So we have them. And what I was going to say about it is, if you'll notice this trap, this is what I was trying to show you, and I don't think y'all could see it. But these traps for pinfish, and I wish I'd have had a picture of a pinfish, but a pinfish is a kind of a tall, very narrow bait fish, and they hide in the grass, and they swim in here and they go up. I don't know if you can see. Yeah, can you see right there? They come swim in and they go up, and then they get stuck and they can't get back out. Pinfish down here, what are they running up there, Adrian? I think the last time I got them, they were like $3 a piece. What are y'all getting them up? What are they running up there? Any idea?
I know they're a little bit less than that, but I'm not exactly sure what the current price is on them.
Yeah, and I could be off a little bit. It changes. It depends on how many they got. But I always get my own pinfish. Now that I got traps, I'm super excited about when I take Good Times out on some test runs. I'm super excited about having these traps, going out and soaking them while I'm doing whatever, and then having my bait. Because this is like candy down here in Florida. These pinfish the fish love the pinfish. They're like candy to them. They say, yeah, and No Way says they got them in Texas. I can imagine, like here, you find some grass, you drop these in the grass, and they're all in there. What's pretty interesting, sometime I'm going to make a video about it. I have done some videos kind of similar, but you can see the pinfish in the grass. They sparkle, and when they turn to their side, they flash, and that's how you know if they're there. But very interesting. We got a spot here in the Northeast. Okay. All right. Let's see. Bruce, shiners and chubs for bait up here. Yep. Yeah, we have shiners. That's all freshwater. And I'm assuming that's just all freshwater there. Scott Free up on Lake Erie in Ontario. Okay. Tony, seen everything. Yep. Yep. Okay. You did see the traps. Okay, good. Thanks, Jeff. Let's see. You can catch them all day. Tiny hook and little piece of fish. Yes. Yeah. And I actually have, I meant to pull that out actually earlier, but weed course is probably similar to your Sabinki rigs. Certainly when you're offshore and you're in deeper water, we Sabinki rigs just sends down. It's just got a little hook and they just bite it to a blank hook. But you can also use them in the grass. But of course, if you can just run out with one of these traps and drop them baby out and come back in a little bit and get your bait out, boy, that's the way to go. I'll tell you that. Shrimp bait. Yep. Okay. Let's see. Yeah. They actually, you can catch some bigger ones, and they actually get too big for some fish. So, but yeah, they are absolutely good bait. So since y'all could see that, man, I sure wish I'd like to be able to see both. Let me go back and actually, I got the questions here where I can read them. All right. Okay. The question we had about was how many pinfish will these hold, Adrian? And I know you got some info about that.
Well, don't have exact numbers, but once again, dealing with the local charter guys, the guys that are out there harvesting pinfish to sell to the bait shops. We originally started out making a trap that was 11 by 13 by 16, a small trap, and then we kept expanding it. And now our largest trap is 24 by 24 by 10, which is still under what the FWC's regulations are. But you're not going to fit, say, 8 dozen in the small trap, but you will in the medium or the extra large trap. And a lot of the local guys that are out there every day doing this, they've got different theories on it. And basically, the less you've got to pull traps, the better off you are. So the bigger ones usually are better sellers for those guys. Now, if you can only unfortunately, if you can only fish on the weekends, you may not have the room or want on your boat the bigger traps. But the small traps work just fine. You just have to pull them, a handful more times to get the same quantity you do with the larger ones.
Okay. All right. So, guys, well, I just figured out how I normally share this. Y'all were seeing me the whole time. You weren't even seeing. So I think I got to do this to show what I had on here. Ooh, that didn't work. Oh, goodness. There we go. All right, I'm just going to stop sharing it. We'll get back in order next time. I'm not sure what the deal is, why that's doing that. So good. I'm really fortunate I got them here. So well, I guess I could pull this up and read from it. And since y'all are able to see this, that's good. At least that's good. No. All right. Yeah, it's funny. See, y'all can't see what I'm looking at here. Normally you can. So that's kind of strange. Let's see. What are the maximum size traps, Adrian? Like how big?
Yeah, the maximum size for the pinfish are 2 foot by 2 foot by 2 foot, or 8 cubic feet. And we experimented making a trap that size, but that thing was a monster. And it was just a little too big. Like I said, the rebar trap that we make that is 24 by 24 by 10 stacks a lot better and just overall works better than the big 8 cubic feet one.
Okay. We were talking. What do the guys say in up there where Adrian's at in Crystal River? That's a big. Got a lot of captains there. What is the best bait that they say for the pinfish?
They like using stuff like mullet, any kind of bait fish that's super oily, and we'll bring them in, and because it kind of leaves like a slump, or a chum slick behind the trap, so the fish, just like with your boat, will follow that right up.
Yeah, and you were telling me how. So you basically put 2 openings in your traps, one on each side. Some people ask for more, but explain why that actually becomes a problem.
Yeah, the biggest difference is, granted, in theory, having more doors presents more opportunities for the pinfish to get in, but you are taking up the volume inside that trap with the extra doors. So once again, the trap will only hold so many pinfish. You throw in, start taking up the real estate inside that trap with extra doors, with bait holders, stuff like that. That's that much less room for extra pinfish to get in.
Yeah, and I've heard that a few times where you talk about that actually so many get in there that the other bait fish, all the pinfish, they realize something's wrong. It's not like normal. I would imagine that the fish put off a stress signal or something like that. Let's see, Gary, what's happening, buddy, from Northeast Oklahoma, out there in the Midwest? When you get up this way, we should fish for walleye. Absolutely. I'm absolutely hoping for some guided fishing up there for sure. So anyways, these are going to be available on the website. And guys, what I'm going to do for a while, I just want to get some product out there. But when they first come on, so remember this, there will be no markup on these. I will not mark them up at all. I appreciate Adrian giving some for giveaways and stuff and how he's helping out. So I want to just push out some product. There's going to be absolutely no markup, okay? So, but anyways, that's the pinfish trap. And, we showed these a little bit on the live when we did a New Year's Eve live. But here is the crab traps. This is kind of like why I'm excited about having this area. Next time when I have my camera, it'll be able to be backed up and I have a full table here. I can show products or what have you. But these are the ones that he was talking about that are they have rubber on them. I think you can probably see that. But so tell us a little bit about the crab traps here, Adrian.
Well, basically, the crab traps, they are PVC coated, and they come in two different sizes. They either come in the full trap, which looks like a two-story trap, and then the half trap, which is, just basically half of that full trap. Everybody's got their opinion on which one they like better, depending on how long they're going to leave it out. And then a lot of it comes down to, like myself, I've got a smaller boat. It gets kind of tight when you load up with your limit of crab traps in the full size on the boats.
I got to say, to speak to that, is a lot of people, if you were doing it for a living, like if you were catching crab for a living, I would see where you'd want the biggest thing. But I know exactly what you're talking about. Even this trap in good time, halftime, when I took my grandson, it took up a lot of room. And I would really, I like the smaller.
10 of those.
Yeah. Yeah. Oh, yeah. You had 10 of these, you got no room in your boat. Absolutely no room. But what's kind of cool is this is going with me. This is another thing that I'm going to have to, it'll probably be mounted possibly to the top. I hadn't exactly figured all that out yet. Woo! Good Times OG had a lot more room, so now I'm getting. But anyways, so it comes with everything you need. The only thing in Florida is you're supposed to register and get a number to put on your buoy. I keep forgetting about that. Adrian keeps reminding me, and I appreciate that. But
the nice thing is that even though it's kind of inconvenient to do it, it does not cost anything to get that number.
Yeah, so it doesn't cost you anything if you're in Florida and you want to. But I'll tell you, it was fun. Just the last time, I think you've probably seen the video of me and my grandson, and we only caught one. But this, a cast net, and a few other things, you can go out, especially with young people, and they just have a blast because they've never seen it before. And to be able to put something like this in there and be able to catch a mess of blue crab, that's a pretty cool deal for sure. All right. So
and they're good eating.
Oh yeah. Well, see, you know what's crazy is I ain't a big crab eater. I go lobster, and I don't even eat the lobster. I usually give them away. If that's crazy. Yeah, that is. I spend thousands. That's some diving. Another thing. I'm looking for a mannequin. Probably shouldn't have said it, but I want to have a mannequin there. I don't know. We're gonna call her something. Come up with some name, but I'm trying to find a female mannequin, but to put all my gear on, and we'll have some fun with that. But let's see. So some other things, just we're gonna have on the website, and you'll see these real soon. These will be on. These are little packs that have, because of course you know me and cooking, and this is what you put your seasoning in. So I'll be using these. These are great if you, especially kayaking and stuff like that, but you ain't got a lot of room. You don't need a lot of anything, but it's good to have, many different types of seasoning. But I'm super excited about, this is as long as I've been without a boat, and I gotta get out and start catching some fish. So, anyways, this is pretty cool. This is going to be on the website. Let me tell you guys, we tried it, and I the last time when I first showed this on New Year's Eve, I hadn't tried it yet, so I couldn't speak to it. But now we've tried it, and I can speak to it. Now, I don't know about no-see-ums yet, but I do know what they do for the mosquitoes. When the mosquitoes come out, and here at the farm, they're as bad as they are in the freaking Everglades swamp. And right at dusk the other night, we had a little thing out here, and they came out, and they would have run you off. But they're only bad for about 30 minutes. But I brought this out, and I think we had like one more mosquito bite after this. And it's called Grandma Jay's Bug Off, and this will be selling. I will not put anything on my site if it doesn't work, but you'll see this will stay in my boat. This will be in my tackle box. Now, what I'm hoping for, and Adrian, you can speak to it a little bit, I sure hope they repel the no-see-ums like they do the mosquitoes, because no-see-ums, I hate them. They tear me up. I swear I think I'm allergic to them or something. But that's why I always
Yep.
never anchor near mangroves. But you want to talk about it?
Yeah, basically the short version. When I first came across this, the bug repellent, I worked as a swim of the manatee. I worked for a swim of the manatee tour company in Crystal River, and of course they've got no-see-ums there just as bad as everybody else. And the owners of the shop wanted to come up with something that would work on the no-see-ums and be DEET-free, all natural products and made locally. And so they started up a company and started making this bug spray. And I'll tell you what, I mean, it's some of the best stuff, and it doesn't smell too bad, and it definitely doesn't, harm you the way that DEET can. And it does work because we used it on all the manatee trips, and I got a bottle in my truck, my boat, one of my kayaks. I mean, I always have that stuff on me because not only does it work for the no-see-ums, like you were saying, it works for mosquitoes as well.
Yeah. So this is good. I'm telling you, it'll be on the website. Just try you one bottle, and I've never seen it. This is the first time I ever seen it, but I am so happy.
It doesn't have that chemical smell to it either.
Yeah, I'm trying to
like
figure out what that smells like. It's nothing I've never smelt before. I'm not sure what that is.
Yeah, 'cause I know when I talked to Julie, the owner of the company, she told me at one time the different oils that went into it, and I'm drawing a blank on what they were.
While you thinking, Hayden, good to see you, buddy. I know you keep missing them. Glad you made one. While you're thinking there, Adrian. All right, I'm gonna tell y'all. I told Adrian I didn't know if I was gonna tell you or not, but I'm gonna tell you. So Adrian sent me a couple things. Now I hadn't seen this one. I hadn't really seen it yet. And so the night of, when I was trying to get ready and it was dark on New Year's Eve, we was doing the live stream and the giveaway and stuff. And before you knew it, it was dark on me. I'm trying to set up cameras, doing all that stuff. And I reached in and grabbed what I thought was Grandma Jay's. No, what I grabbed, y'all know what that is? Glue. This is glue. Before I knew it, I done had the top off, put it in my hand, hit my head with it, and guess what that was? That was glue. But it didn't do nothing. I can't. Maybe that's what made that stuff work so good. I ain't. Nah, I'm just kidding. But most people wouldn't tell you that. But it didn't do anything. But it felt like it felt like a little layer or something on my head. It took a couple days for it to come off. But anyways, we will have that as well. Adrian, what do you use that for?
Well, back to the bug spray. Have you got the bottle right in front of you?
Yes.
That I sent you?
Yes.
It does actually. I'm looking at one right now. Have the ingredients on it, and you might be able to. I think what you're smelling is the pine needle oil in it.
Yes, that's what it is. Yep. Yeah, it smells like pine needles.
Like a Christmas tree kind of.
Hey, for those that's been down to Fort DeSoto, it kind of smells like Fort DeSoto because there's those I don't know what that brand of pine tree is, but they know what I'm talking about. That's been down there, Jules and them. They that's what that smells like. That's pretty interesting. But
all the rest of the oils that are used on it are listed on the back of the label too.
I'm gonna have to put, when I put this on the website, the glue, I'm gonna have to put a disclaimer: do not put on your forehead. But go ahead and tell us what you use that for.
Well, mostly that glue is designed to be used for people that are into tying their own flies, because of the way it's made up. Where if you take super glue, it doesn't really absorb into the thread that you're using. Where this glue actually absorbs into it and then hardens versus forming a shell on the outside only. So when you apply this to a fly or a knot or anything, it absorbs into the line much better than regular super glue does. Okay.
Scott Freeburning, grabbing mosquitoes the size of cats. Boy, I tell y'all what though. You need to go to the. You need to go down in the Everglades and get down in the Everglades. Oh my gosh! Oh my gosh! That is crazy. What's happening, Ray? Yeah, I see you laughing at me, Jules. Tony. Let's see. Anyways, so yeah, if you get a chance, order you some of that off the website. I'll have it up, I think, and within hopefully by next time. And that brings us to let me check my notes here. And we're running pretty good on time. Let's see. Okay. Something else that we'll have, y'all, these, I use these a lot. I actually have them on my PFD. They're line cutters, and you just hook that onto your PFD or onto your tackle box, and they're always right there. I really love these. They're small. I usually have them on most of my PFDs, so they're easy to grab. So we'll have those on there as well. Something interesting.
They last a very long time.
Yep.
Every one of our rigging stations here has one of those on it, and the one on the main station I use has been on there for 5 years.
Yeah, and you know what's good about these? Like, it's got that clip, and you put them on your gear, and then other people don't take off with them, and they don't just disappear. That's what I like about.
They work on braid, mono, and fluorocarbon.
Yeah, and this pulls out. That's why I should have showed that. So you'll have that hooked on your vest or wherever. You pull it out, clip it, and it goes right back. These are good. These are real good. We're working on and already have some samples of some decals. Another one is white color. I'll show you the black one. Just like what's up there. Some decals, so I'll be giving some away in the beginning. But some of y'all want to buy some decals. You know, good times is a state of mind. That's what we say. And there'll be some different sizes, some bigger ones, see if you can see that. Ones like that. And then some smaller ones. Put them on your tackle boxes or something like that. Hopefully when I come around and see you, y'all got one. When we get out there on the loops, they got some different ones. I'll have a whole bunch of these on the website, though. I want to give away a couple. Some of y'all got them, but I want to give away a couple koozies. Let's see. We're going to come up with a question here, but I want to give away a couple koozies. Let's see. Adrian, be thinking of a question, something that if you've been on Good Times, you would, or if you've been on the channel long, you would know. And I wanted to ask a question, but let's see. All right, so that's decal. So that brings us to the gear. All right. And the reason like I said, that I wanted to go ahead and get on here and start showing these is I'm right to the point of using them myself. And I told Adrian, I'm going to put in an order for myself. And we want to do, I want to come up with input from y'all, which will be super cool, is we're going to come up with our own rigs. All right. This particular rig here, which is kind of what I use a lot that I buy at Walmart because I haven't obviously had my own set. But this one is the sheephead rig. All right. All right. So what we're going to do, one of the things that we're going to do, I talked to Adrian the other day about it, and he said we can do it, is we'll have a show and tell on here as time goes forward. And you can shoot me a picture, be it an email or whatever. Probably have some where we have some fishermen on, several of us on some live streams. But what is your favorite rig? Be thinking about that. How is your favorite rig set up? What do you use? What do you go to the most? Or what's your go-to rig? For instance, this is a snook rig. Very similar. Very similar. Of course, there's two of them in there, guys. This has no weight. Now, what is with these snook rig? What are they? Adrian, this is a question I didn't ask you about, but what are they primarily using for bait here? Would that be the pinfish and shrimp, I'm sure?
Yeah, they'll either, I mean, pretty much most of Florida uses shrimp for everything.
Yes.
But other than that, either whole, well, if you, did I send you one of the snook croaker rigs? Basically, they're a bigger hook for using bait, the croaker for bait, which are a little bit bigger than the pinfish.
Yeah.
And they use them, you can either use cut bait where you fillet off part of it and use a chunk of the fish, or you can use the whole pinfish or whole croaker on there for the bait.
Well, I'll tell you, I primarily didn't use stuff with this size rigs and stuff. But the reason is Good Times, such slow boat, you didn't do much offshore. I didn't. Because matter of fact, where I kept the boat, running down, just getting down to the big water was 18 miles. And that took you a couple, 3 hours just to do that. So I'm kind of excited about, with this boat, doing some deeper water stuff, being able to run offshore. So I'm kind of excited about getting to use that. But I think it's going to be cool. We're going to come up with our own rig, and it's going to be called the Good Time rig. But the best, just be thinking about what you buy so that you can get a sample for me. You don't have to just take a picture of it. And like I said, we'll probably, as time goes forward, once the boat's done and there ain't so much, what's being done on the boat. But when we start getting into some fishing, we will have some different people on here and maybe, kind of fishing reports. And then that's when we'll show rigs and we'll start coming up with the perfect rig. And what did you say, Adrian, is the biggest seller of rigs?
Well, what we normally sell a lot of are the sheephead rigs and the snapper rigs.
Sheephead rigs and snapper rigs. And one of my buddies, here's one of my buddies came on. I'll get to you in a second, Sean. Let's see. Bruce says that he has 3 of those. They're good for cutting braid. Absolutely. Jeffrey, cutting the awesome. I have mine on. Okay, good deal. Now, here's your question, guys. You could look it up. And whoever drops it in the comment first, and even later, I'll reach out to y'all. I'll respond to your message, and I'll be happy to send you one of these in the mail. But how many anchors did we find in a single dive? Sean and I, some of you might know it right away. Sean and I dove in the middle of Tampa Bay. There's a place called Bahia Reef, and we've talked about going again. That actually, the anchor that's on this boat, Good Times 2.0, we found there. And I've had that ever since. I'm always scared to lose it because we've had it now for, I don't know, nobody's close yet. I've had that all these years, always scared I'm going to lose it. But yeah, we had a blast. I'll tell you a little quick story about it. Sean and I went out there. We had another person with us, and we went down, and the current was just, it can get crazy out in the bay. You wouldn't believe it. But one time we went down and we realized how bad the current was. We surfaced up, and we were, 200 yards from the boat. And we did have somebody still on the boat. Trying to think whose wife. I don't remember who that was. It was a female, though, I think, as I remember. And we had to swim back to that boat. But thank God there was somebody on there. But funny enough, not too far, I think it was just after that, Sean, you can correct me if I'm wrong, but there was a guy, a Navy guy was out there, and he died on that reef. He got stuck. His anchor got stuck. He went down and didn't come back up, called 911, and they found his body. And he was a Navy diver. But it's pretty crazy. I actually have that video is on. Y'all can look it up for those that haven't seen it. It's a super good video about diving the reef down there. Let's see. I think I know the number, but I could be wrong. Sean, text me the number. I think I know what it is, but I hadn't seen it yet. I'd have to double check just to be sure because I wouldn't want to mess somebody up. But Randy's close. Jules is even closer. Oh, there it is, Gary. I think Gary got it. I'm pretty sure. If I'm not mistaken. Sean, text me the number. I'll tell you it's that close. But yeah, that was an exciting thing. This boat will be able to do a lot more dive on it, I think, as far as getting out to different places. Sean and I went to the Keys. Yeah, just text it to me. Sean and I went to the Keys, and we went out to dive. It was out of Marathon. Oh, the Content Keys. It's way out. Well, by the time the boat, Good Times Again, so slow, man, we burned probably 3-4 hours getting out there. And saying we didn't really do all that well. Again, the current was terrible, but we did find some, and they were in what they call the hotels. The people down here, matter of fact, you can get in trouble just being over one or at one. But there was they take cement blocks and make these condos, hotels, whatever you want to call them. And if you're out in the desert, basically, if you imagine you're just out in the dirt, they're going to go in there. And we found a bunch in there. We didn't build it, so FYI, FWC, if you're listening, we didn't build it. I think I know the answer, Sean, but I want to get a confirmation on that. I think you're correct. Guys, I want to double check that before. Let's see. That's been a long time since I knew that number. I wonder if we've given that away before either. We may have given that away. Let's see. Let's see. Okay. All right. Randy, let's see. Let me back up here. Yeah, I think, Gary, I think you had it. I'm pretty sure you have it. And I hate to say I should have. Of course, I didn't know we were going to. I just want to give a koozie away. So anyways, it is the amount that we caught is in that video. And I'm pretty sure that's it, that number. It's kind of bad. I should have remembered, but it's been a long time ago. But anyways, we had a blast. So, yeah, so that's coming. And we're looking there at about the time. We're going to start bringing her into the dock here. And we try to hold it to just about an hour. But we sure do enjoy y'all coming. Let's see. I only got 2 of them I want to give away. Hey, Jules. Y'all did some questions. Y'all think of a question that you know the answer to, because y'all did some, I think. I think y'all did some. I know you did. So shoot a question up there, and I'll comment. I got 2 of them to give them away. All right. Shoot a question up there about. Let's do a little quick giveaway. Maybe even the ones that y'all used before, an easy one that you'll remember the answer to. And then I'll let you choose it whenever you see it. But I'll tell you guys, and on another thought, Bruce and Jules, we came up with the idea, and that's coming because we're going to get together and have to talk about it here real soon. We're going to do a Good Times Get Together first ever down at Fort DeSoto. And the way that works is you can come by camper, drive down, come by boat. I'm gonna be in there by boat, but Fort DeSoto is one of the coolest campgrounds in Florida, and we're gonna do a Good Times weekend fishing. It'll be a great time, but what we have to do is it fills up so fast that we are gonna know when we choose the weekend. All of y'all that are following that wants to go, and we'll be talking more about it because you have to choose it 6 months out. It pops up on the website. And they do it every year. They come down every year, and Bruce, I know, is sitting there on ready at midnight. And as soon as it clicks over, he starts putting in his request so they can get in there because that's how busy it gets. but it depends on what time of the year. But what we were thinking is when it's still cold up there and springtime is already kicking in down here, and then we're going to have a good times weekend, and that's going to be an absolute blast. So I really look forward to that. Let's see. Pressure. All right. Let's see. Yeah, that's what I'm talking about. Adrian, what else, buddy? Let's see. Did I miss anything while Jules is looking for a question?
No, I think that was pretty much it. Yeah, I think we went over pretty much everything we had talked about.
Yeah, and I'll tell you, as far as I do remember something you were talking. I didn't want to interrupt you, but Adrian tries to stay up as much as possible on the FWC rules. And, he sent me these isn't this a turtle excluder, I think?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yep, the black mesh, I sent you those to put on your
Yeah,
trips.
so FWC will change rules. That's something I'm going to try to stay up on with you, that I'll get from Adrian, and I'll talk about whenever they change things. So obviously he tries to stay up on that. And actually Adrian does an interesting thing. Y'all will see him real soon. Sean, you're probably going to want a part of this, but Adrian does what's it called, Adrian, where you recovery, or what do you actually call it?
Oh, the lost. On Facebook, the site is Crystal River Lost Item Recovery.
Crystal River Lost Item Recovery. He gets calls all the time for people that lose stuff, and we were just talking. If I can squeak out the time, he's got a motor. Is it a 15-horse motor that went over? We know where it is, but
it was a 30-horse motor.
30 horse.
Yep.
Went off
That's
the boat.
We were discussing ways to lift it with lift bags and then transport it back to the dock.
Yeah, I think we come up with a way to do it. And Adrian's been involved in some. How much was that prop down in the Keys y'all were looking for? What was that one about? 15,000?
Yep. It was from one of the offshore cigarette boats.
One of them cigarette boats lost their prop, and they knew where it was. You would have known it right away, and they went down trying to find it. But it's kind of interesting here in Florida. People lose stuff that's super valuable, and he has a service, and I'm gonna try to go with him for some of that video. I think that'll be super cool. Let's see. Tony, the store is on michaeljsteen.com. All this will be available, I hope, within about a week. At least I'll start putting stuff up, and it'll be on michaeljsteen.com. So let's see. Did we come up with a giveaway? Sean, did you get the number, or did you text it? My phone's dying. Woo! Boy, I'm sure I caught that. Sean, did you get the number? Because I didn't get your text. I think I know what it is. I think it's 12, but I'm going to verify. I think that's what it was. But I'll verify and go back through here, and I'll reach out to, because my phone's about to die, Adrian. I appreciate y'all coming. I appreciate you coming. We'll look forward in the future, maybe some videos. We'll be showing like some of this being made and what have you. That'll be kind of cool. And
maybe a few of the item recoveries as well.
Yes, the item recovery. That's going to be really cool. Sean, you might want some of that one. That's going to be a lot of fun. And that's basically what we did, Adrian, is we did lift bags to lift whenever we were getting all those anchors out there. But Adrian, I'm going to let you go. I'm down to 1%. You're about to be clicked off anyways. Appreciate you coming.
Yeah, it was great talking to you, and we'll be back in touch soon.
All right, buddy. All right, so yeah, we're going to call it 12. Randy, that was you. I'm pretty sure that was you, Randy. Randy, shoot me an email at mike@michaeljsteen.com. And let's see. Jules, did you? Oh, there you go. Yeah, she got it. Yeah. What was Captain Mike when? That was a good one. What lake or what part of the loop did I hit rocks? And I think I seen that. I didn't see your question. He already brought it up. What was it? Let's see. Somebody had it already. I've seen it. Who's seen it? I seen it already. I thought I did anyways. Dang it, I think I saw it. Yeah. Y'all, is Randolph the winner? I believe he is, or did I've already, is this thing jumping up and down? Nope, Jeffrey. Jeffrey, I see him up higher. Let's see, Jeffrey said Okeechobee. Yep, it was Jeffrey. Jeffrey, shoot me an email to Mike at Michael J. I'm going to put this in there for y'all, the winners. Shoot me an email with your address, and I'll get these koozies out to you. And I appreciate y'all coming, guys, bringing it into the dock here. You know what we talk about. Good times is a state of mind. It really is. How you know, I've seen it, and y'all have seen it, where you can have people on the same trip, and if you got the right state of mind, you're having a blast. And somebody else, because they're not having the right state of mind, is miserable. And that does happen, and that's why I preach it all the time, and it's really true. But look here, we are 7:59, bam, 8 o'clock. So there's 1 hour. We just did it. Listen, I appreciate y'all showing up. Very soon, next week's going to have a good update. You're going to see a lot. Got a couple videos. Let me see. I'm not getting naked, but it's already healing. I fell off the boat, and I got a little video coming about that. Man, what a blessing. It could have been bad, could have been bad. I fell off the back platform straight on my back, hit the ground. You all know I'm a retired fireman. I started doing an assessment of my body, and I was like, well, I can breathe because my ribs ain't broke. And I started moving my hips, and pretty soon I realized, well, dang it. Of course, I fully figured when I stood up it was going to be bad. Man, I got up. I was, I wasn't like feeling like a spring chicken. But then I thought, matter of fact, I went in and laid down for a little bit, came back out. I was like, darn, I'm going to be dying tomorrow. I better get out and get some work done. I got out there on the boat, did some stuff. I thought, the next day I ain't going to be able to move. Matter of fact, took me some painkillers that night, went to bed, woke up in the morning. I was in, some pain, but nothing like I expected. But what a blessing. Thank God that didn't break my back or something bad. That could have ended my whole thing right there. But anyways, I made a video basically saying, guys, take the time, make your step system very good. So that because you're going up, you're doing a project like this. And y'all know I did. I had the ladder, the steps with the ladder. But what had happened was when I lifted the boat up to get the trailer out, it went up about 1.5 feet more than what it was in order for me to get the trailer out. So what I done is I had a ladder sitting there. And I would go up the steps. I'd step one step on the ladder and then onto the platform. And I thought to myself, I didn't sit down and really get into thought about it, but I, fleetingly thought, this ain't going to take very long. I'll be back to my ladder or back to my platform. And long story short, I was coming out of the boat. I had a cabinet that I'm building for the air conditioner, which is in the boat. And when I stepped, the ladder went sideways down, like sliding down the platform. And when I stepped on it, I just went bam and went down and caught that step. It was hard enough that it snapped my belt. My phone case caught my belt, caught on something. I think that's what saved me. And it snapped my belt in half. But yeah, I'm just thanking God today that I'm still here and I didn't get hurt so bad that. So anyways, I always like to tell you, learn from my mistakes. And if you're doing a project like this, take that time. And I built just another platform just for that to set on. but I'm also going to show a good way to build steps. So y'all be looking out that for real soon. But anyways, appreciate y'all coming. Thomas, what's up, buddy? That's my grandson there. He's been faithful. He helps out a lot on these videos. And yeah, good thing I bounced. Yeah, for sure. All right. Scott Free, we'll see y'all soon. And guys, appreciate y'all showing up. And I'll see y'all next week, next Monday. Should have a lot to talk about.